Hello, hello. It is me. I am back. I'm going to take a couple minutes yapping before I actually get into the stream. I hope that's okay. um, Sorry about that 20 minutes of technical difficulty. I have no idea if anyone was actually like preparing for the stream to happen. Um, I honestly am like quite pleased with the fact that I don't actually expect a lot of people to show up. I try not to get too personal on stream. I mean, I share lots of personal life stories, but today is going to be a little bit of a difficult stream. And I think I'm accepting that I'm okay with that fact. Like, I cannot shut the fuck up about myself. I talk about myself day and night, nonstop. So, honestly, I have a lot to get through. Every time I start stream and I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy to stream for a long time. I think it's only going to be an hour and a half. I end up going for like 4 hours. And every time I enter stream, like, I have good energy level today, probably 3 hours. It ends up being an hour and a half. So, like, I don't want to make any promises. I also know that literally no one cares. But, I mean, today I'm here to serve myself. I'm really not feeling my best. As soon as I'm here now trying to I don't know. I want to get my head on straight. I want to talk a little bit about streaming and how my school year just went. I have a lot to say, but also not a lot I want to say. Let's just get started. Let's get started. I did open up this world and take a look around a couple days ago because I was setting up the thumbnail. I needed a screenshot of my world. And I remembered that I have this little list of objectives, so I'm going to continue exploring. I ran out of space on the sign. Collect more flowers and get flint, which is really not going to be hard to do as long as I just keep exploring. Where's my cursor? Oh, it's all the way at the bottom, which I very conveniently can't see. That's great. That makes it a little easier. There we go. I don't think I need 3 bundles. I think 2 is good. Wrong door. I like how my frame rate goes down the second I step near the cat room. I guess I can't adopt any more animals. But that's okay. Where's the princey chest? There we are. I can put away a bundle. Yeah, this is fine. So it's been a very long while since I last streamed, as I'm sure we've noticed. I tried a bit to stream while I was studying abroad. I studied abroad in 2 different countries. Fall semester was Ireland, and spring semester was Italy. Two very different places. I was really excited mostly for Ireland. I honestly didn't feel like particularly, I'll say passionate about the program that I was going to in Italy. Both of them were conservatories for musical theater. Well, I'm studying musical theater, but there wasn't a whole lot of music going on while I was away. I didn't realize how specific of a major musical theater was because most of the programs available to me were just theater. But I needed to get out. I really don't like my home university. I don't feel comfortable nor welcome there. I don't fit in. To be fair, I made the 2 most amazing friends. I absolutely love my friends, and what a blessing it is that I have them, because I really don't know where I would be without my friends. Truly just, like, absolutely life-changing people that I met there. So it's really hard because I don't want to sound ungrateful, but truthfully, just the things that I've been through at college, I needed to leave. So I did. I found 2 absolutely amazing programs. Oh, like, that's not good. Why are those trees on fire? Because if that spreads, that's, like, really not good. Maybe if I just stay out of the chunk, it won't be my problem. I'm sure it's just a lava pit or something, but I needed to get all the way out. And a theater conservatory, if you didn't know, typically, as I understand it, a conservatory program consists of intense hours. Both of the ones that I went to were over 8 hours a day. One of them was like typically 8 hours a day in Italy. Sometimes 4, sometimes 9. You know, like it changed day to day. The program I was at in Ireland was consistently, I'd say, 9 hours. It was 8:30 a.m. and if you were a minute late, like if you walk in at 8:31 and the receptionist sees you walk in at 8:31, they just have to turn you away. Like, by school policy, they have to turn you away. Which is harsh, but I feel like that's the way it is. It's valid in a way. Um it is definitely teaching a certain discipline about showing up on time, and the theater world is dog eat dog. It's extremely, extremely cutthroat. So I do wholeheartedly understand why that was such a strict rule, but it was really, really rough on me. Everything about the conservatories I was at was very, very rough on my health, both mental and physical. And that was what I needed in terms of theater. I needed intensive theater study. I wanted to go to art school so that I could very intensely study my two passions as a double major, but I was not allowed to go to art school. So I had to settle for a liberal arts school that had a good theater program, and it turned out to just be the very, very wrong environment for me. But transferring is really not as simple as, like, yeah, just go to a different school if you don't like the one you're at. It's a long story. There's a lot of pain there, so I'm not going to get into it. I don't want this to be like Princey's venting hour stream. Low key, that's what it's going to end up being, but just sit tight with me for a bit. Um, I don't want to jump down there. Hello, Banui. Oh no. R.I.P. So, I didn't have much time. All of this is to say I didn't have much time for streaming, and in Ireland I tried. Like, I really tried to find time for streaming. I think I could have made it possible if things didn't go the way they did. I think had I been in a better headspace, I could have streamed at least once a month minimum. I think it would have been awesome if I could do like once every 2 weeks. That would be the most accessible to me if I were to like really put myself to the grindstone and manage all school, my social life, and streaming. But truthfully, there was just no way to make that work out after what happened. So I'll be transparent and say that shit happened. I went all the way through it. I went all the way through it when I was there. Um, Reflecting on anything from that fall semester in Ireland it's heartbreaking to me. Truly heartbreaking to me. I can't stand looking at photos of myself from that time because my mental health was so poor that it affected my physical health very severely. People told me that I didn't look like it, but me knowing my body and my face and the way I function, I could see very, very clearly. I think I looked very, very ill. And that's horrifying to look back on. I didn't have anyone. I mean, I had everyone, actually. I had so many people. I had friends. I had family. I had adults around me that I could have trusted, but I didn't trust anyone. I don't blame myself for choosing myself when I was all I had. I don't like this location. I don't really want to be here alone for the first time. I wish I had a friend of mine who's better at Minecraft, but I don't think the creepy guys spawn in until nighttime, right? I actually had no idea that that was on this map. I thought I created this world, honestly, before this update came out, but here we are. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I just really didn't trust. Not that I didn't trust, but I didn't I didn't think I could do anything. Um, I was just in a really bad spot. I was in a space that didn't make me feel safe. I don't believe in safe spaces. Like, there's no way to confirm in any one given space that you will always be, like, accommodated or respected, I guess, in a way. You really just can't trust that the people around you know how to be sensitive to all of your individual needs, because everyone's different, and even the people who you think are being insensitive have their own individual needs and their individual sensitivities. So I just didn't really like, specifically here. To me, theater is something that requires like complete and utter, I don't want to say complete and utter trust or vulnerability, because that's speaking in, not, is it ultimatums, what's it called, it's speaking in terms a little bit too, let's say, literal. It's strange, uh, because, like, I have two very strong but somewhat opposing beliefs. On the one hand, I believe that vulnerability is inseparable from theater, and on the other hand, I believe that it's not appropriate to make a sweeping statement like that, because everyone views vulnerability different, everyone views art different, everyone views the purpose of theater different. So it wouldn't necessarily be very productive for me to claim that theater is any one thing or requires any one kind of person. Art, ultimately, at the end of it, art is art. Art is unique, it's individualized, it is vulnerable in a way. I think art is always going to be vulnerable, but it's also more complicated than that. And people who call themselves artists are more complicated than that. It wouldn't really be fair to make generalizations, but regardless, vulnerability and trust is what I needed in theater, and it's something that I went into last semester willing to give after spending a significant amount of time unwilling to do that. Theater became unsafe for me at my previous college, my home university, as it's called, for the study abroaders. I, oh, it's a B. Um, I was entering that space being like, okay, it's time to put my face to the grindstone. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to work very, very hard. And I got there, and on the very first day that I was abroad, something happened that I don't really think is necessary to describe or talk about. It's just not relevant. Um, but that thing single-handedly destroyed my ability to trust anyone I met that semester. I don't think I've met any one person who truly, truly won over my trust since September. That's really hard for me. It's been really, really hard for me. I had to proceed to spend the rest of this school year studying theater to the most intense degree imaginable. I lost sleep, lost a lot of weight, lost the fucking color out of my eyes. When I tell you it was the color out of my eyes. I couldn't really stream. I was trying to not die. I made it really awkward, even though I'm the only one here. I don't know. I'm trying my best. In short, this one event kind of ruined me, and what I feel like is my ability to do a lot of things art-related. To me, streaming is somewhat art-related because, I mean, my what I do streaming, I guess, in a way, it derives from my love of art, because I got into it through thinking VTubing looks really cool, live 2D models look really cool. I was very right, that's the truth. Oh, I see a whole corner that I neglected to explore. I'll take care of that later. Um, that's not a skeleton, that's another dog. See? Hello, buggies. I need to remove the fish from my hotbar because I can't be adopting any more cats, unfortunately. So, I spent a lot of time self-preserving. I felt like I was all I had, and I knew I had the support of my friends. Like, I really don't know where I would be without my friends, truly. But I just had to sit there and wait it out. That was my only option. I had to sit there in a foreign country and wait for it to end. And you don't know how devastating it is to spend your whole college career working towards something so special, such a privilege. What a privilege it was. And the strength that it took and the dedication I had to an art form that I dedicated my whole life to. Truly, ever since I was 12, I knew what I wanted out of life. It was musical theater, and I gave my everything. Truly, I gave it my everything. To have that torn away from me, I don't want to say it's no longer my passion or that I am no longer passionate about it, because it's a part of my soul. It always will be. The dedication, everything of my life that I gave to theater, it's there. I dedicated my life to theater. I spent 3 years studying it this intensely, and I got one more to go. Granted, I'm all out of creative credits, so I don't think that I will be able to study any more theater till I graduate, which is necessary. If I hadn't been, like, forcibly, if it wasn't like, you're out of creative credits, you are literally not allowed to study theater anymore, I would have continued to pursue theater. It would have been unsafe for me mentally, and I wouldn't have forgiven myself for choosing not to pursue theater in education. So it's really, really for the better that I can't, against my will, I cannot continue with theater. It wasn't my choice, it was the right choice. That also means I had to give away a lot. I had to sacrifice a lot. In the time that I spent so uncomfortable practicing an art form that to me should be so vulnerable, I spent so much energy protecting myself, which I don't regret. Unfortunately, what I lost from this experience, I don't regret protecting myself above all else. It was what I could do while I was alone and unwell. So, I lost a lot of skills. Even while I was at such an intensive study, my skills regressed a lot. I no longer am really able to perform the way I did previously in terms of theater. Hello, Evie Michael. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to chat. In the middle of monologuing very dramatically right now. I'm sorry you caught me at a very unentertaining time. But I'm doing okay. Much better now than I was a couple months ago. Topic of today's post, because I was MIA for such a long time. I found myself very anxious to start stream today. And of course, if you take a break from anything for too long, you're gonna regress just a little bit. My brain is stuck in a very dark place because of what I lost and what it's done to my state and my stability, that I have to say goodbye to things forever. I honestly, accepted throughout this past semester, very devastatingly, very dramatically, slow decline, because I came back I have no choice but to try. I cannot give up this opportunity to study abroad again. Whew. I think a part of me knew that, I shouldn't have gone, but I really couldn't give up the opportunity. Needs to go up a little bit, fill in this corner. It was a really good opportunity. I'm so glad that I went, because now I have a little bit of a better idea about what my life could look like after college. I have a better idea of the world outside and somewhere that I might potentially like to live, because I guess that's been a looming question that I always had a semi-answer to, but couldn't commit to. Yada yada. I have no idea how much leather and paper and stuff I have back at my base. I forget where I was at with, any of my resources that I need to collect. Oopsie. But I guess I don't have too much to focus on now. I just need to get flowers, and this is some really cool world generation. I'm excited to... Well, I'm not excited. Not excited. Navigating mountains while trying to map is not my favorite thing about mapping. Come here. Let me fill in that last dot, unless that's just the color of that spot right there. So, unfortunately, coming back to streaming and a lot of my other stuff, I straight up stopped playing my favorite game. I can't get myself to play it anymore. I haven't really drawn much. I drew what I could, but I didn't really have the energy to utilize my full, let's say, potential. Mainly I've been doing doodles, and only of myself. I lost all the passion for drawing any of my, original characters, or working on stories and stuff. I just find it so hard to invest in my hobbies how I did. I spend a lot of time with friends, which is big and hugely important to me. My friends are what have pulled me out of the darkest places of my life. So I don't think that's a bad thing. And perhaps it's truly just on account of spending so much time with my friends that it's been really hard to find any time for hobbies and stuff. I think that's good. I've got some pretty big things planned for the summer. I've got some very ambitious projects, which, like, maybe that's not a good thing. Oh my gosh, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. Watch me, watch me continue to invade it after saying I don't want anything to do with it. Um, I keep losing my track and my train of thought, which is very princey of me. At least I know I'm still in here. I'm still here. I'm still me. That was another big problem I had. Just the constant frustration of, like, not feeling like myself. I guess that's another thing. While I was waiting to start a stream, I was just sitting here like, what am I gonna sound like? It turns out I'm still silly. Still have a very poor attention span. Is that a good thing? It's really unhelpful for streaming, but pretty on par for the course, I think. I need my bed. I think coming back, I had this expectation that I was going to spend a long time recovering, which wouldn't have been a particularly bad idea. But my buddy Yukon, who I sometimes stream and sometimes record with, asked me when I was going to start streaming again, particularly because we work together frequently, and he's been really investing in his YouTube. By the way, you can find links to his channel on my account. I would heavily recommend you go check him out because he has been putting in the work. When I tell you, this man has been putting in the work for his craft. His craft, of course, being recording YouTube videos. He has also been streaming, I think, like almost nightly. I have so much respect for how he's kept up with it because even while I was at my most committed, I couldn't really make the time, and that says a lot about where my priorities are. I can't lie, and I can't, like, hate myself for that. Unfortunately, I need to focus on my health and my education. It's never going to be easy. But he asked me when I planned on returning to streaming because I was finally home. Even, like, over winter break, I wasn't really able to do much. So, coming back, he was like, all right, man, you're back from Europe. What are you planning on? And I'm glad that he asked that, because I don't think I would have pushed myself to come back to streaming this soon. I only came back, by the way, from Italy about 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't have hated myself if I took more time returning to streaming, because it was generally on my mind. I knew that at some point this summer I was going to have to bring myself back to streaming. I've spoken about this a couple times before, but to me, streaming is a commitment that I make to myself and my mental health. One of my, like, number one things that I hold myself to, I feel very strongly about making commitments to people. I feel very strongly about, like, holding up your promises. So if you're like, yo, I'm gonna hang out with you Thursday, and then it comes Thursday and you, like, don't feel like leaving your bed, right? Or maybe there's an unexpected change of weather, but your plans were inside and you're like, man, I don't know, I don't want to get wet, I don't want to go outside. Like, get up. Dude, stand up. You made a plan with your friend, right? And this is totally different from, like, having a bad mental health day and being like, I physically can't leave my house today. Like, that's fully different. I get it. I've been there. I, like, am there. Right now. So, for me, committing myself to streaming when I can is really important. I see it as a practice of my discipline. It's a good practice to hold myself to stuff. Especially when it's something that I was so passionate about. I won't say I'm not passionate about it anymore, but it just turned out really difficult with my lifestyle to maintain any kind of streaming schedule or anything like that. I'm still here. I will stream. It's also just a part of my craft. It's part of my craft with Live 2D. I'm trying my best. I like being here. I like the fact that I'm princey. I like having a chunk of time that I reserve for myself to just sit and talk with myself and talk with my friends, whoever may join me, you know, day to day. I did not need to jump right there. That was super unhelpful of me. So, Thankfully, thanks to Yukon's encouragement, I was able to get myself to stream again much sooner than I would have planned to. And there's always like a day one or one day thing. Wait, hold on. Did it the wrong way around. There's this audio that I think is like I think it might be The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson saying one day or day one. Decide if it's one day or day one. And I sat here thinking about that. And I was like, I could say all summer, I could be like, yeah, I'll start streaming again in May. Or I'll start streaming again in June. One day or day one. And I didn't realize how hard this was going to be for me. I knew it was going to be a bit challenging. I knew it was going to be scary, a jump in the dark. I did not realize how actually challenging it was going to be for me to prepare for stream and to sit down and convince myself to go through with it. I was mostly just impressed with myself. I faced 20 straight minutes of technical difficulty, and part of me was like, just cancel stream. This is a sign to cancel stream. And it could also have been, I like straight was like, this is a pretty good excuse to cancel stream, because I'm too anxious to be here right now. And I didn't. I figured it out, because I have commitments to other people as well as myself. Sometimes I gotta be like, it's other people, because I actually get to stream with bestie Fernie pretty soon. On Sunday, I'm going to be streaming with Fernie. And I was like, if I don't actually PMO'd that I have to go back into that ice cap BS. How am I supposed to, like, I don't want to block up. I can't stand just, like, blocking up, because I don't want to leave yucky, ugly structures in the wild where I've just been exploring. You know, I'm gonna protect the nature of this place. This might be an ugly structure moment. I don't know if I can bring myself. No, it could be much worse. This is a pretty doable down and up. Also, I can't tell if there's like this little tan blot over there that I might want to check out and make sure I can fill it in. So, excuse me. Excuse me. I could fill that in pretty quick. It's like right there, if it's not already filled in. It doesn't look filled in, but it doesn't appear to not be filled in. So, yeah, that's just where my head's at. Quite a frustrating, exhausting headspace at the moment. I'm also, like, I always get a little bit of stage fright before I hit go live. But ever since things kind of went a little sour in the fall, I've like very slowly, very steadily, like I didn't even notice until like yesterday. I genuinely didn't even notice till like yesterday how anxious I am. Because I always remember, like, people really see me as the kind of person to be like self-diagnosing with mental illnesses and disorders and stuff. I totally understand that may be how I've appeared to certain people as I was kind of navigating, like, realizing that I was late diagnosed, and obviously, like, a lot of really good information about late diagnosis comes from TikTok. I do not believe in, like, full-on self-diagnosis. There is, though, the concept of undiagnosed but medically recognized, and that's what I have been for a lot of the things that I know I have, like both ADHD and autism. I don't have like written on paper by a doctor that I have ADHD and autism. However, the medical professionals that I work with, like, know. They know. They believe me. I believe in people getting connected online and figuring their shit out. I believe in giving people a space to figure it out and not immediately be like, self-diagnoser. I forget how this conversation started. I was, like, talking about realizing that I'm anxious. Oh yeah. So, like, because I had such a long journey with figuring shit out and being late diagnosed, I have always been, like, the things that I know I don't have, I would like to be very vocal about. Because people, like, knowing the people around me, they'd be like, huh, I bet you think you have depression and anxiety. You're so depressed, so anxious. You have social anxiety. You're an introvert. Which, like, I'm sure is how I sounded when I was, like, maybe 12. I'm 20 now. Like, I feel very much held to the standard of, like, a 12-year-old just kind of figuring out what ADHD is for the first time. And that was a really, really big part of my life, because my ADHD has been very, very deeply limiting and disabling to me my whole entire life. But I always knew that I didn't really feel anxious in the way that people described it to me, because people be like, I had friends whose, like, their anxiety was so bad that they couldn't go out, and I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what that felt like. And I kind of got it in the way that, like, people are like, everyone gets anxious. It's like the feeling of stage fright before you give a big presentation in class. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Like, we've all been there. We've all been there. I'm very familiar with stage fright. As an actor who suffers severe stage fright, you would never believe how bad my stage fright is for someone who is like theater was my everything. That's what I was working towards, and that is like my wholehearted dedication. I never got over my stage fright. I do know that it gets better. Like, I'll be terrified up until the second I get on stage, and then like I'm in it, and it doesn't matter how I was feeling before, because then I'm in it. You know, I'm on stage. I'm there. And that's kind of what streaming is like. Although, as I kind of had to come to terms with the fact of I am no longer safe to work in theater, I became extremely anxious and panicky, far more than before. The concept, the mere concept of getting up on stage, especially improv, which is literally what streaming is, by the way. Streaming is improv for non-theater kids. Or theater kids. That's what I'm here doing. But the idea, the concept of getting up in front of people and improving a scene without a very set list of words and directions to follow put me in such a bad panic. I don't even know how to describe. Like, it was unlivable. Theater became unlivable for me. It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. Oh, I literally have just been running in a direction that was really awesome. Very smart of you, Princey. Nice work. So, that was where I was at. Like, an hour before stream, I was sitting on my couch at like 4:10. Granted, my stream was scheduled at 5 my time. That's what that means. 4:10, 5. So, I was just sitting here, like, scared out of my mind. I never knew what anxiety was like until everything that happened in the fall. And then that constant state of fear. Like, my nervous system is constantly under attack. I feel like there is no difference in my brain, in my body. There is no difference between improv and being held at gunpoint. So naturally, it's very, very difficult getting through such an intensive study of theater. And I got through it because I'm awesome and super strong and super cool, and I was good at theater. Right now, I'm kind of withholding that judgment, but I was. You know, trust me. Trust the process. Once upon a time, it was my everything. And I think I could get back there. I don't think that theater is gone forever, but right now, while I'm stuck in a situation like this, I just really can't envision... I just don't see any future that involves theater. And that sucks, because I'm really pigeonholing myself right now. And that's just how I feel. I'll move past this. I will heal. Like, I will. I have to. That's being alive. But I'm currently just, like, in a really weird middle ground, knowing that, like, I have to figure out what to do. I have to figure out how to move forward. And right now, I don't know what that looks like, because I've never faced this feeling of constant stress. I've always been like a very high stress person. Like, my average body stress level is very high. So the second something goes mildly wrong, it's an immediate like, do they have anything, these barrels? It's just immediate panic and freak out. Like, I've had moments where my friends suggested we do a TikTok dance together, and because I was unfamiliar with the TikTok dance, I just started, like, actually, like, yelling without meaning to. I'm a very high-stress person. But to me, that became manageable because I knew how to keep myself in check when my base level was that I didn't feel safe. Now it is so overwhelming. It's just it's unseen territory to me. And it gives me a lot of perspective on people that I haven't understood my whole life. And I always respected, like, I always wholeheartedly believed. I was like, oh my gosh, the way people describe anxiety, that sounds horrible. And that's why I was always, like, taking a step back, like, I know I don't struggle with this, so I don't want to write off, and I don't want to, like, I guess appropriate the struggles of people who, like, have to live with constant anxiety, something diagnosable as a disorder. Like, that's something I never understood, and I always wanted to be sensitive to. So, finally accepting that, like, after all this time being like, I'm very fortunate, and I don't want people to think that I'm making stuff up for attention, sitting here and realizing holy fuck, I can't live like this anymore. It's been a huge wake-up call. And I think I've known for a very long time, like, so to speak, a wake-up call. It's not anything new to me. What else am I gonna, I don't know what to put in there yet. I knew about a year and a half ago when I started, like, back when I started streaming again, the first time, like, beginning of sophomore year, I think. That was when I was starting to realize that I needed some more supports than I had. Because I had just generally kind of, like, always been taught that I'm making it up for attention. Like, that was just, like, generally what I have been made to believe in my life, which is super duper unhelpful, because then you reach a point in time and it's like, I need a trusted adult, and I don't have one of those. Which sucks to think about as a fucking 20-year-old. You know, it's humiliating. So, it was really, really hard. You internalize that stuff. When someone tells you that you're making it up for attention, it becomes like, everyone else is handling this. If I'm making it up for attention, everyone else must feel this horrible all the time. How does everyone else handle feeling this horrible all the time, and yet I just can't, and I have to complain about it, and beg for help, and beg for attention? I don't really even know how to, like, finish that thought, rationalize that thought. There's nothing to say. I was treated unkindly in reference to my mental health, and I suffered for it. And I'm a stronger person, but I don't think that should have to be my response to everything. I don't think I should have to rationalize everything with, I'm a stronger person because people were mean to me. But navigating stuff as a 20-year-old without many trusted adults is scary, to say the least. I also, though, don't want to overshadow the fact that I have so many trusted friends. This is what I mean when I'm like, I can't even joke about, like, I don't want to throw too much shade on the school that I go to that I don't like and don't feel safe in, because I met two of my best friends in the world there. Like, truly, how blessed am I? How blessed am I? So, so yeah. I have been searching for a while, ever since I realized things were getting to a breaking point a year and a half ago. I switched my focus, because by this point in time, I had spent 7 years switching therapists, trying to figure out something that worked for me, and just clearly I learned after that time, 7 years is a long time to try and fail at therapy. I thought I was just not trying hard enough. I thought maybe it just wasn't the right person. The last of 3 therapists that I had tried with turned out to be, like, the most amazing, awesome, cool person ever. I loved him. I miss him every day. I miss you so much. Oh my gosh. God bless my beloved. I miss him so much, but I realized at that point now I'd found someone who was speaking my language. I had to accept that clearly therapy just wasn't going to fix me. Wasn't my path. So I switched focus to psychiatry. I got a lot more clarity because I got people to actually look into, like with a very critical eye. I very much believe in treat the symptom, not the diagnosis, because not everyone with every diagnosis is the same. Many people are misdiagnosed. Many people are diagnosed late, and many people's symptoms show super differently from other people with the same disorder, so it becomes really hard to detect what specifically is going on with them and how best to treat them. And then it becomes really hopeless thinking like, oh my gosh, I must not be treatable if no one can figure out what's wrong with me. Like, that's a horrifying, terrifying, extremely isolating thought, and one that I've had to battle very, very seriously for a very long time. I am now in a position where I have access to newer resources. I have access to more treatments than I did back when people were like, you're just not trying hard enough at therapy. There's nothing wrong with you. Stop making shit up for attention. So that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to explore. It was hard because I realized that what I was going through was a serious problem right before my 2 semesters abroad, during which, if you didn't know, therapists can't really work cross-continentally because they're not licensed. Neither of my psychiatrists. I have one license. By the way, even cross state lines. I don't know if anyone knows this, but your therapist is most likely not licensed in 2 different states, and I study in a different state from the one in which I live. So I have 2 different psychiatrists. And then on top of that, I went to Europe, 2 different countries. I was not able to receive treatment from the psychiatrists I was familiar with while I was there. So I had to put my mental health and healing, I suppose, on pause. And then it just so happened, by complete coincidence, that my first day of my first program, the worst possible thing that could have happened, especially for what I was already dealing with, happened. And that just made everything a million times worse. Excuse me. Very much not worth. So, like, nothing less worth it than what I just went through. If there was a way for me to go back in time and tell myself to not go through with that fall semester in Ireland, like, the thing is, unfortunately, by truth, I just wouldn't have listened. I would have gone anyway. I know myself. I know that I would have been like, well, now that I know it's going to be bad, I can just make it not bad. I'll just be extra careful. And then I'll think I'm being careful and make the same mistakes all over again, because that's just the kind of person I am. I mean, that's what I went into it doing as well. I was like, yeah, I know that certain things are going to be like, I know what bad decisions are. I know how to keep myself safe. And if I know that I'm making a bad decision, at least I can be informed while I'm doing it. So I can help myself from getting hurt or worse. That turned out to not be how that works. I learned the very, very hard way. Let me throw down a bed. So, here I am. Now I'm able to pursue something more long-term while I'm in a stabilized location. I don't know what this is going to look like a couple years from now, because I still probably won't be able to really focus on my mental health while I'm back in college, and I have 1 more year, so it could be worse. I could have 2 more years. I could have 3 more years. I only have 1 more year of college, where I won't be able to see a specialist while I'm at school, if I end up finding one in my area in Connecticut. Because I go to school in New York, a little bit too far away to keep the same medical professional, and I'm someone who, like, deeply requires in-person stuff. Telehealth is not. It just doesn't work for me. I tried. So, I have options. I'm like dead center right now. I'm like actively speaking with a specialist who might be able to help me. I just have a lot of logistics to worry about, and it's going to be really difficult breaking up the progress that I make with a semester, with 2 more semesters, where I am unable to access that support. I'm really frustrated and scared that taking a break from treatment is going to undo a lot of progress for me. I forgot to take out my map, and that was really unhelpful. But I just, like, it's like I said earlier about just staying and getting through it. Like, I don't have another option, right? I'm going to do it for myself and for the people that deserve only the best version of me. I'm going to do it because I love myself and I want to live. I'm going to do it because I love art, and because I love my friends and animals and music. And that's really hard. I don't feel good about it. I feel awful. I feel scared and frustrated and sad and hurt and scorned. But I'll do it because I love myself. So that's where we're at. Yeah. I don't know if that was too much to say online. That was actually a lot of personal information, and also just included a lot of, like, personal details. Realistically, I don't know how much of that could be used to, like, find me, but also I've kind of accepted that at some point, if I proceed growing both my VTuber platform and my PL accounts at the same time, I'm gonna get found out. I don't care. My full name is gonna be out there, because if I do pursue theater, that's a part of it. My name's gotta be out there. Whatever my digital footprint does to me, low-key, take me out at this point, I'm good. I'll live. Uh, so maybe I care too little. I have the self-preservation skills of an actual walnut. I don't fear anything. Yesterday, I climbed a huge rock wall. Everyone was like, "You can't do that," and I did it just, just to prove that I could. Like, that's the kind of person I am. Uh, so I mean, like, I don't know. I'm a really open and vulnerable person. I remember I had a stream a little bit ago when I was talking about like, what it's like realizing that you're trans and moving forward with your identity and stuff like that. And then I got really heated because I was talking about like turfs and stuff. Which is of course a very, very sensitive topic for a trans man such as myself. Um, and I literally said something like, "This is about the most real you're gonna see me get on stream." And I mean, like, that was the most angry I think I intend on getting on stream. But I am still a very open book. You can answer, I mean, you can ask many questions. Granted, this is more like real life PL accounts. There's not many questions I won't answer. There are questions I won't answer, but generally, my philosophy is like, I'll answer any question you ask. It's just, if the answer makes you uncomfortable, that's your own fault. Like, I'm gonna keep it so real. If you're asking about, like, my deepest, darkest memory, and I tell you the only one I'm comfortable sharing, um, excuse me. My phone was just like, "Need a break from YouTube?" No, I'm using it. I'm using it to monitor chat. Um, I will answer many, many deep and dark personal questions. It's just, if you don't like how personal I end up getting, that's your own problem. And you may be saying, "Princey, no one asked you for all of this personal information." And to that, I say, I like talking about myself. And this is my YouTube channel, where I get to talk about whatever I want to. And what I want to talk about is myself. So there. So ha. And it wasn't easy. Like, I'm still in such a sensitive spot, and everything I went through this past semester in Italy, and accepting that I was so unwell that theater is just no longer an actual safe option for me as an artist, as a human being, just no longer is safe for me to practice. It's devastating. As I work through these things, I get more and less emotional every single day. There's some days where I'm like, well, I'm awesome. Why did that affect me so much? I'm literally hot and sexy and independent and talented, and I have a future, and I've accomplished so much. All of these things are true. At the same time, I'm gonna use a boat for this. At the same time, it is not inappropriate for me to feel that some days it's just the only thing I can play in my head. Some days I sit there and I'm so pissed off and so angry that something that hurt me, a bad experience, a bad memory, is what is taking away from me the dream that I built my entire life on. That's a fucking devastating thought. Absolutely devastating, absolutely crushing, and above all else, humiliating. It's fucking humiliating to think that I lost the one thing I lived for to an unfortunate turn of events that I experienced at school, which basically, that's all college is. College is an unfortunate turn of events. It's meant to challenge you. It's meant to scare you. It's not supposed to be easy. That's the whole point. And it's not just about your education. It's about your human adult development as well. Which is a lot to say. It's a lot to put on someone. That's it. I just don't think that I deserved the character development I've faced. I don't think was appropriate nor proportional to what should have been happening at college. Well, maybe that's a lie. I think everyone goes through tough shit, but like everyone goes through tough shit. I'm not saying this to be like, my college experience was the worst out of everyone else's because I quit theater. No, nothing like that. It's just, I really don't. All of the lessons that I've learned in college thus far, I don't think I deserved them to come in the packaging they did. I think I could have learned the same lessons in much more emotionally intelligent ways. I I could have been in an environment that suited me better. I could have been in an environment that made me feel welcome and appreciated and wanted. I did not have the privilege of an environment that could do such a thing. So, so here I am, sharing my story, I suppose. I forget, like, where that conversation started. All the time I'll go on a long tangent. And in my mind, the long tangent is entirely necessary to whatever point it is I'm trying to illustrate. Like, fully, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, all of this is relevant to the conversation, and it paints a fuller picture. But then I forget where I started, and, like, it fully was a part of my topic. I'm sure this is noticed. I'm a big, like, over-explainer. Like, I have a hard time just saying things because I feel like my full idea isn't understood. But when I can't illustrate myself, a lot of the time it comes off as me just repeating myself over and over again. And that makes sense. I'm sure that's how it feels. It must be exhausting to have, like, one normal conversation with me in person. And I also don't shut the fuck up. And I also love talking about myself. Like, this is, like, I'm a streamer because it gives me uninterrupted yapping time. And also, I get to talk about myself as if I'm funny and interesting. Which, like, I'm not, in a self-deprecating way, I'm really not. But, like, there's something special about streaming. I don't know, you should say whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, that's, like, I end up talking myself in circles, but at the same time, it's therapeutic to be able to feel like I got the full thought off my chest. And to not be interrupted. Oh, I landed on it, which hurted me. I didn't realize. Oopsie. Oopsie. To feel like I was able to get the whole thought off my chest, because a lot of time in person, I am not afforded... Can I get out of this, please? Thank you. In person, I often feel that I'm, like, not afforded the time to explain it from every angle that my brain feels necessary in order for me to, like, say anything. I don't know if this makes any sense. Now, I'm doing the same thing where I'm, like, over-elaborating. On the one hand, sometimes people understand what I mean, and I'm using too many words, and then on the other hand, sometimes I'll say something that makes total sense to me, but gives someone else the complete wrong idea. And I just never want to, like, accidentally make an assumption about someone that is hurtful. Like, I never want to say something assuming that they know what I mean, and then it turns out, like, what I said was the very wrong thing to say. That happened a lot in the fall semester. Like, I met someone who's just, like, we were, like, the same person. We always joked that we were. We were, honestly, like, in reality, we were nothing alike. It's just that a lot of our life experiences and problems mirrored each other perfectly. But we were coming from two totally different places. So there were a lot of times that I would say something that made a lot of sense to me, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh my gosh, that doesn't resonate with you at all. And that makes communication really, really hard for me. I struggle with communication, not in the way that I'm unwilling to like, work on it with someone, because it's a two-way street. I feel really strongly about direct communication, because, as stated earlier, I'm autistic. I have a very hard time understanding certain things. I need them placed very literally. I cannot stand sarcasm as a mode of, like, not, like, venting, but, like, I don't know. It just, I have a really hard time understanding certain things, and I will always do my best to accommodate others' communication styles. Like, I am willing to put in the work to be someone's friend and to show them that they are seen and heard. Like, I just love people so much, truly. I love people. People are my everything. But communication is hard. So when I'm put in a scenario where I feel like I can't illustrate myself perfectly, it becomes really stressful to me. So I can't stand getting cut off. At all. And that makes it really easy for me to use stream to talk all about myself without any guilt. But I have no idea. I imagine it's quite exhausting. Trying to speak with someone who needs to use, like, 10 full minutes to tell a 2-minute story just because he's worried about being misunderstood. But that's important to me. Language is important to me, although I'm, like, also 100% the kind of person to be like, language is not our biggest issue. There's people dying elsewhere. We need to end war. Why are you worried about the misuse of a certain word? But it's difficult when I feel like people are so focused on interpersonal connections. Like, I've found that the world is becoming smaller to a lot of people because everything is awful all the time. Everyone hears news about things that are happening elsewhere and they're like, oh, that's horrible. I can't believe people are dying. I can't believe people are getting hurt elsewhere. And it turns out that, like, that news disappears in a day. Everyone's fighting over not unimportant things, but, like, people are fighting over not war. People are fighting over who said doing everything in my power to understand other people. And at the end of the day, this conversation spiraled like super duper out of control, but this is just what it's like living in the brain, the ADHD brain of Princey. And I took my meds today. I never take my meds on streaming days, but I took my meds today specifically because I didn't want this to happen. But here I am. It turns out no one can disrupt my infinite yapping. I need to get that other creeper out of the way, but I guess I can start by mining the coal. But yeah, I'm definitely the kind of person to be like, I'm always really conscious of wording. I'm conscious of making sure my point is illustrated, and that's really counterproductive to like particular feelings that I have about the way people treat imprecise language. Because people are so ready to get up in arms and like cancel someone over not including a certain like marginalized group of people. Like I've seen this all the time in like queer discourse, of course, something I'm very, very familiar with, unfortunately. Um, but there's always some comment made about like, oh, we need to talk about the struggles of such and such, and then someone will pipe up in the comments like, this isn't really inclusive of XYZ very specific group of people. And that might perchancedly be because that might perchancedly be because XYZ group of people falls under that umbrella and doesn't need to be singled out, or because the conversation isn't really about XYZ group of people. So I try really hard to not be like the language police, but I also want so badly to be so sensitive to everything I can do that would support other people, to make other people feel seen and heard. But like at the end of the day, it always comes down to like, I can't make everyone happy. I can't teach everyone communication. I can't learn communication from everyone. I am an individualized person. I am an individualized person. That's all I have. Where's that skeleton? Hey, icon. Kill. So, yeah, that's just where I'm coming from in this moment in time. My streams must sound like absolute nonsense, the way the topic changes in my brain. Oh gosh, I wish I knew how to turn off the yapper in me. And I know that like everyone who's a yapper, it's just like their own personalized, like that's part of my personality. I am a yapper. I am the yapper. So I just wish I wish it was easier for me to talk to people. I wish I knew the answers, and I wish people trusted me with their communication, which is why I always strive to like show that I care about understanding other people. And like my number one thing in friendship is communication. I'm like there's just no way for me to possess a friendship with someone who isn't willing to come to me when they're upset. Like if someone's upset and I hurt their feelings and they would rather like say mean things about me behind my back and distance from me and like get other people involved rather than tell me what I did so that I can like apologize or learn from a mistake I made, or maybe even just clear up a literal misunderstanding. Like I just can't. That kind of friendship is not safe for me. It's not the kind of person I will spend my time on. My time here is limited. I'm not interested. I am not at all interested in befriending someone who, like, point blank period, refuses to learn communication or work with me. I will always be willing to try and figure out someone else's style because I don't always have the right thing to say. And for some people, it's really, really hard to approach others. I will always do my best to check in and be like, hey, like, you've been quiet lately. Is there anything that I did or anything I can do to support you right now? But it's so difficult. It's so frustrating and exhausting trying to get that in a world where a lot of people are like all too willing to take everything in the worst way possible, like paint everyone in the worst light just because it's easy to be like, oh, you hate pancakes? So that means you love waffles. Or no, it's the other way around. Oh, you love waffles? So, like, maybe you just fucking hate pancakes? Why aren't we talking about pancakes right now? Like, it truly is the most exhausting thing. I need to, like, cleanse my brain of all fear of cancellation because I feel like I function on that. And something that I really strongly feel about, this is like a concept, this is my own personal theory. I'm quite proud of the way I worded this, but I came up with this thought that I've witnessed a lot in, like, hyper liberal spaces. Like, I've really noticed it, I mean, particularly like 2020 14-year-olds on Twitter cancel culture. In a space like that, people cancel and spread cancellation docs not because they want to be a good person, but because they're scared of being a bad one. That is something that I strive so deeply to remove from myself because, like, having grown up in that era and been a part of that era, not directly because it's not like I had any particular like political pull and I didn't make cancellation docs on random people, but like I grew up with that and it stresses me out to no end knowing every little way that my words could be like taken out of context and twisted and stuff like that. Uh Growing up with that has kind of left me just feeling like, what can I do to ensure that in a world where I'm afraid of something I'm saying being wrong, what can I do to make sure that I'm saying something right? Because that should be what matters to me. That should be my focus. And I really hope that other people start to adapt that idea too. I think like at the heart of it, especially like people, even people who engage in cancel culture and do things like cancel people because they care about doing the right thing. Like I trust wholeheartedly that people just want to be good. I think people want to be good. I think that's intrinsically coded into us. However, there's a really dangerous side of cancellation when it's like when people are getting so praised for, you know, outing someone wrong. Like there's a feeling I've often had in certain like chronically online circles where I feel like when someone, if you get someone, you know, if you out someone as a bad person, then you're good, you're safe, you know, you're on the right side of history, you're on the right side of the argument, you're good, people like you. And that's just such an unhealthy, unproductive way to face, like, be it politics or friendships or human development in general. I think that more people need to confront, having grown up in certain like super duper politically correct environments. I think we need to start thinking, do I want to be a good person or am I just afraid of being a bad one? And that's a really really hard thing to confront. It's something I spent a very long time accepting about myself, that when I was so worried about cancel culture or being canceled, making sure that I had the right opinion on everything and making sure that I was well spoken. Um I need to be more aware in my space of saying the right thing and not afraid of saying the wrong thing. Because people say the wrong thing all the time, especially me. I say the wrong thing all the time because if I cannot, like, truthfully, correctly, you know, illustrate myself being something I regularly struggle with that scares and stresses me out, like, I need to trust that the people I choose to surround myself with are willing to confront me when I say something that doesn't really resonate with them and to have them talk to me about it and say like, hey, what did you mean by this? Clarify with me, because like it could be that I genuinely meant something totally different from like what the words I used implied and I just genuinely didn't realize. Or it could be a moment of like I was uneducated on a topic and I could have been more sensitive and I could have done more research. Like I just, as an adult moving around in this world, I could spend all my time worried about saying the wrong thing, or I could just focus on actually functioning in a society that relies on sociability, relies on people talking to each other, relies on education, relies on awareness. Um, but yeah, all of this to say, uh, you know, whatever I just shared about myself, all that personal information from today's stream, who knows? Maybe I think better on it in a couple days in private the stream. Don't gaff. Do not gaff. Whatever happens, I am here. I express myself the way I wanted to because I feel very strongly and I love talking about myself, and I think I am a person deserving of love and sensitivity. And I'm here for myself. I know people who are here for me. I love creating art. I love practicing my commitment to myself by streaming every other kid my age. Um, but you know what? You know what? Right now I'm streaming, and that is honestly more accessible to me. I do not have the time to do like the full-fledged, oh my gosh, what I would give to do video essays. I I have written some scripts of like a half-finished video essay, and I think I would absolutely demolish a video essay. Like, I've written some absolute bangers. But right now that's just not the most accessible to me. That's not where my priorities are lying, I guess. And being able to make the commitment to myself to stream, even though that wasn't my goal, is it's a big part of the creativity that I practice as a content creator, I guess, of sorts. It's also hard though, because how many things do I want to explore with one persona rather than how many personas do I want to explore with one thing? Because I right now am really focusing on investing in my PL accounts. Uh so that leaves a lot less time for investing in what kind of content I can produce here. Like, especially in VTuber creation. I'm trying to build up my portfolio. Like, I have a recent example of my rigging that I think is pretty good, and it would be a pretty good pointer for commissioners. But I also want to start selling rigging on my other accounts, and that means making entirely new models just to make sure I have examples for potential commissioners. And that is really, really inconvenient, because making a model takes months. It truly, truly takes months to make a whole new model. So, like, honestly, truly, it's just a lot. My energy is going a lot of different ways, and literally, like, right now what I'm doing is healing and recovering from the past whole year, honestly. And while I'm in this space, like, I've found myself not making as much art as I did while I was like working hard. In like throughout sophomore year, I was always busy. I had a job and I was studying. I didn't have much free time, but I would stay up all night to make like animation trend videos and just try and get myself out there. I invested so much time and energy into making art when I really didn't have the time to be doing that. And now I'm at a point where I have all the time in the world. I could be making art, and I'm not, because I'm exhausted and in pain. So I just hope that I can kind of turn that around for myself. I'm definitely like mainly focusing on PL stuff right now. I have a lot of really ambitious Live 2D projects lined up, which like I don't know what that's gonna look like health-wise for me. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it at all. I really have no idea. But like that's a bridge to cross when I get there, because I have been working very hard, and if nothing else, I will remain kind to myself. I just realized now I've been yapping so long, I'm almost done with the map. Or maybe almost done is a stretch, I don't know. But I'm pretty impressed with myself. I also like that not too many structures came up, so the majority of the time was just spent navigating around. Like, I really don't feel like doing any crazy exploration. You know, I came across one village that was pretty fire. I'm good. I'm sure in this whole wide open area there, and especially in that corner of ocean I haven't done, I'm sure there's structures there that, you know, whatever. Sure, I've got stuff to do. Look at that, a village! How crazy is that? Or is it literally a single fucking, or maybe the rest of, very unfortunately spaced village right here, but this is fucking cool, honestly. Yeah, peep this. Dude, peep this. Potato. I'm gonna see what else what can I dispose of here? I can put flowers up in there. The leather I'm gonna keep out for now. Rest of this stuff can stay. I can put the pumpkins away. Nice. That's fire. The emeralds were a nice find. That was cool. I'm gonna snatch up this coal. You can never, ever, ever have too much coal. I forgot what I was talking about. Lol. Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm even gonna like finish a lot of the stuff I'm planning. I have some crazy, crazy plans this summer. I intend on doing an entire model in under 25 days, which is truly like that's gonna kill me. Like I'm gonna be showing up to work as a zombie every single fucking day. But I'm really, really excited to challenge myself. I need to get back into it. I have a whole besides the one that I intend on doing in a month, right? We're going to pretend that's not happening because that's just going to take up the entire month of July. Besides that, I have to rig my Zomboy. I have another model that I'm planning on making for a friend. And then I have a model that I'm making for my PL account. So, like, as we stand, in this time, I guess, including that month-long model, I have 3.5 models to create, start to finish. With the half one being that Zomboy. I did draw Zomboy, and I even set Zomboy up in Live 2D, which is pretty exciting, because that model killed me, especially at the time I was working on it. Oh, there was Flint. Did I get it? Fuck yes. Can you move? You are so annoying. Can you fucking move? Actually, what are you doing here? What is your business in this location at this time? Chomp. Chomp. So, yeah, I have 3.5, like, full start-to-finish models that I gotta work on. Definitely a lot to look forward at, but I just hope that I can, you know, give it my all. I think my work deserves my effort, and even if it does nothing for me in the meantime, I need to stay productive. And if I need to rest right now, that's okay. I got a big project in July, and I'm doing what is presently accessible to me. That's all anyone can ask for. I'm scared to say I'm doing my best, because what if I'm not? Maybe it isn't my best. Like, maybe I could be pushing myself to completion. You know, I could be pushing myself to hurting myself even more than I had been. Oh, come on. But that's not necessary. I was doing really, really bad, and I lived. I saved myself because I was strong. I stayed committed for myself and for my art. I did it. I lived. So maybe if my best is pushing myself beyond comfort, not beyond comfort. I think people should be made comfortable by how they push themselves. Should be made uncomfortable. I think I should be made uncomfortable by how I push myself. Oh, oh, young love. Ow. That was a bad idea. That was me being silly. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hello, you. But I won't push myself to a point when I'm getting hurt. At least not again. I want to take more of the pumpkins, but I have to stay focused. I have to remember, literally, I do not need them. I have what I need, because I can have, like, one jack-o'-lantern for myself, one jack-o'-lantern as decoration. Wait, it's a pre-made jack-o'-lantern, so I wouldn't have to do it myself. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Oh my gosh, there's more. God bless. God bless, truly. Amazing. That was beautiful. Um, and I could turn some of them into seeds. So I need to not just go crazy and accept every single pumpkin that's there. Really not necessary. But the worms inside my brain. The worms inside my brain are saying you need to take every single one or else you haven't 100%ed the village. Can I put a bundle inside a bundle? Okay. That'll be useful for now. This village is crazy. What? Hello? I'm gonna take these for now. I might have to get rid of them to save storage, but this village is literally like every single house I've been in has had a chest. That's incredible. I'm sorry, kitty. I don't want to scare you. I'm just trying to explore. This is a small village, but I honestly am obsessed with the way this village generated. This is really cool. This is really, really cool. I love it. Like, it's a really small village. I could, like, this is inspiring. This is story inspiring. I truly, honestly see it. Like those two little kids, I imagine that they're school kids. They have to make a long journey to the nearest village. And they're just out here. You know, they got each other. They only got each other because there's not a whole lot going on in this village. Reminds me a lot of my hometown. There's not a whole lot going on there. It's nothing to do. That's cool. I like that a lot. Yippee. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish filling out this map and settle in, organize my stuff back at my house, and then probably gonna call it. I'm gonna call it from there. Me driving IRL. I have no idea how audible my phone is. I'm getting notifications, and I don't know how to turn off vibrate. So I truly have no idea how loud and obnoxious it is. Earlier today, I was on the phone with a friend, and I opened up a can of, Diet Dr. Pepper, which is like my titular princey drink at this point. Um, and they're like, "Ooh, is that a monster?" And I was like, "God, I didn't know you could." I didn't know the opening of my Dr. Pepper can was that crunchy, was that crisp, and I love that. I love when like a can opening, a very crisp can opening, is audible because then everyone gets to enjoy it together. Like, who doesn't love a good monster opening? Unfortunately, I don't have any monster in my home, but no, that was so funny. So I have no idea how audible the phone vibrator is. That might be really annoying, and if so, I'm very sorry. Low-key IDC, don't gaff. Oh, my phone is on very low battery. What is that? Is that 8%? Man up. Whatever if it's 8%. I might have to... I might have to actually close chat, though, and just, or wait, I can plug it into my laptop, right? Give me a second. Hello, baby. I'm sorry. I don't mean to encroach on your space. I completely forgot because she's been so quiet and still. My cat is literally sitting right next to me. This might be the most delightful thing ever. Can I not plug in my phone right now? Bro. Hold on, I'm gonna relocate my, microphone. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Fabulous. Okay, great. I was really worried that was gonna cause issues. But nope, phone is plugged. I'm about to take a swig. I forgot to announce my hydration of the day, which I do every single time. Today's hydration is milk, and I'm about to mute my microphone so I can take a swig. 3, 2, 1. There we are. Back to game. Let's go. I wonder if I could cover this whole spot right here by going in the river, but I low-key don't want to chance that. Beep. I wonder how many banners I'll be able to make when I get back. Because I unfortunately can't use the black wool. And there's been so many, like, black and gray sheep. Unfortunately, I can't use it to make dyed banners and stuff. I don't know. I wonder how many banners I'll be able to make when I get back, because 19 is pretty good. I mean, probably not a lot, though. I don't know how much wool I've been getting. I might need to add, like, getting wool to my objectives list when I go back. But, okay. Another concern I've been having is that if I run out of things to do, because, like, I don't particularly care for going to the Nether. I don't particularly care for beating the Ender Dragon. As much as, like, I've never done that, and I would really, really like to. I mean, I've never done it alone. I don't really see the value in that as much as, like, in this game, my objective is to make a really nice house and make it as nice as I want it. Like I won't stop. I'll keep exploring the world until I have the materials I want and make a nice house. Get all of my banners up, because I like to create pride flags in the game. Get all my banners made. Oh, I didn't know there were black dogs. You are so cute. So, so cute. I love all the new breeds of dogs. They're adorable. Let me go a little bit more. I'm trying to tell, is that unexplored or is that just the world generation there? I actually don't gaff. Okay, bed. I'm worried about, like, running out of things to do on this game and, like, not being able to continue it. I just had the idea today of, like, opening a series that's, like, hardcore world and just playing it. The thing is, like, the amount of times that I'll die before getting a good run going with a good like spawn point and a good base setup, like, that'll take a long time. Like, I'll have a long time to milk a hardcore world where I just start it over and over and over again until I actually get something going. And, like, at that point, then the objective becomes to get to the end. But eventually I get fucking tired of it. Because I'm gonna die so many times. And, like, you're actually cooked if you think I can make it to the end without dying, you know? There's just, like, not a shot in hell that... There's not a shot in hell that I beat the Ender Dragon without dying. That would take so many years and so much practice. And, like, realistically, I could do that. I could set up a world for myself where I get to the end and then just practice killing the Ender Dragon, which would be really, really cool and helpful. But, like, let's keep it real. I'm just not very good at this game. I don't see myself making too much progress. I think I would love to pursue this world and, like, continue it in, trying to, maybe, like, I could take this world through to beating the Ender Dragon. I think it would be really cool if I could do that. Oh my god, if there's a witch's hut here. Please let there be a witch's hut here. I want Witch Kitty. That would be cool. I think I could keep this world alive long enough. I would really like, I would like to keep it going because it's a game that I know I can reliably play, whereas I can't always promise that I'll be able to make art or rig on stream. Like, truly, that's just something that, like, every once in a while, like, I can't fucking do it. I just can't. Even if I try and, like, hold myself to the commitment, that is one thing that I'm like, okay, yeah, sometimes I just can't do that. Yes, the blue flowers. This is perfect. So definitely, I would probably go with, like, the hardcore, over and over again type of thing. I don't need 2 iron shovels. I think I'm okay. Whenever I come to it. I could take lily pads back. That could be a really cute little addition around the ship. I think that's a good idea. Do I need any more clay? I'm not sure if I probably don't, because I live in a body of water. I don't think I am particularly short on clay. So yeah. I mean, I guess I see myself seeing this world through. It's just I really, really don't know what that'll look like, because watching me try to beat the Ender Dragon, should I even get to a point where I'm capable of doing so, is going to be an actual nightmare. And then I can get to a point where I do hardcore over and over again, and then I'll get to a point where I just have to practice killing the Ender Dragon over and over again. Would I stream the process of practicing killing the Ender Dragon? I don't know, that'd be really fucking boring. And I would mod. Like, I'm, like, considerably nervous that I will, like, actually start crashing out and, like, genuinely getting really upset on stream about not being able to beat it. Like, I genuinely easily see myself crying over it on stream. And that's just, like, not a part of my life that I need super duper on the internet. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see. I guess no witches. You know what this means? I'm gonna laugh so hard. I mean, in my head, I was laughing really hard. But I was literally like, aw, no witch's hut. I mean, you saw that. I don't need to instant replay it for you with my words. That was just incredible. This is truly, that was an act of God right there. That I need her to get out of her hut so that I can kill her without her shooting potions at me. Yeah, I'm gonna approach her from the side, because then she has to come out if she wants to fight. I hear you, Queen. I hear you. Kitty! Kitty! Yay! Oh, bless this blessed Chungus life. Bless this blessed Chungus life. Bless this blessed... I'm gonna keep feeding you till you're well again. Oh my goodness. God bless. This is incredible. I don't really have many red mushrooms. I should probably grab that. Wait, I want to though... Yeah, I'm not done getting lily pads. I don't think 16 will be enough to, like, fuck around the side of my boat. I have a witch's cat now. This is huge. I think it would be nice to make it a goal of mine to get every breed of cat in the game. That's, like, an achievable princey goal. I've gotten pretty close before. I haven't done it before, but I've gotten really close. Hey, little buddy. I want the lily pad. I'm sorry. But you're really cool. I like you. Oh, did I hurt you? Are you not gonna... Okay. I was really worried that I just contemned that frog to death. I didn't mean to disturb his trot. He's really cute. 28 lily pads. I mean, I want more, just because I want more. But Witch's Cat is the hardest to get, for obvious reasons, so... What can I dispose of? Truly, I can dispose of that second iron shovel. Could also swap the diamond and iron pickaxes here. Wow. Oh, the frog noise is so cute. I'm a big fan. I was obsessed with frogs before they were cool, by the way. Like, before the 2020 froggy chair, froggy hat stuff. I liked frogs before they were cool. Just had to get that out there. Frogs used to be my favorite animal. I kept frogs as pets. In terrariums. Like, actual, like Pac-Man frogs were some of my favorites because they looked so funny. Pac-Man frogs look so funny. I had a golden tree frog. Then I had a green tree frog. I had an albino Pac-Man frog. Shout out. I was young. That was 2018. Yeah, that was 2018, 2019. So, like, right before frogs got big. But I was the beginning. I was the catalyst. Truly, I truly feel that way. Because there's no way it was a coincidence that frogs became cool right after I started liking them. I was the trendsetter. Me. I was first. Roar. Apologies for my lack of warning as I took a swig. I'm pretty sure my mic is, like, really good at picking everything up, but also, it's really good at picking everything up, so you can hear my obnoxiously loud computer fans, which is really frustrating, but I'm sorry for that. Thankfully, it's only one cat, so I can take her in a boat with me when I cross the water. Let me fill in these last little 2 dots. Okay. Then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna fill in that little corner of the map that's like all water. And then I'm gonna go sort out my inventory back at the boathouse. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 2 hours. I'm quite impressed with myself. Although I did kind of hit the energy fall, as expected, because it was really stressful for me to start today. It was really difficult, but I did it, and I think I did pretty cool. Except that I talked so much about my personal life because I straight up don't care, which is really bad. Like, I don't care about so many things, and it's a problem how much I don't care. Like, I just straight up am not afraid of anything. Like, sincerely, I am just not afraid of anything, and it's really not good. God keeps trying to kill me, and it keeps not working. Like, God's really trying. He's trying his best, his darndest, to get it over and done with, you know? Let me get down, let me get down. So I'm honestly just at a point where I'm sincerely not entirely convinced that I am able to die, which is why I do shit like climb up half a mountain just to prove someone wrong. I sincerely am not afraid of anything. I'm gonna see if I can get Kitty to teleport without a boat right now. This is a small enough lake, I just have to hope that it's not a chunk separator. Kitty? Ah, Kitty. Kitty, come here. Yay! Okay. And then I will take Kitty and boat with me when I explore the ocean. This is always what slows me down in my worlds. I'm literally like mining trips could be so short. Trips out could be so short, but I'm always like, every time I see coal, I have to mine every single block of it. Like, I sincerely won't rest until all of the coal I can see is taken. Because I know if I get cocky and I'm like, yeah, I'm rich, I've got all the iron I need, I don't need coal anymore. Eventually, I'm just gonna run out of coal. And I'm gonna really wish that I had explored each cave to its fullest. So every time I go out, I'm absolutely bogged down by the need to mine every single piece of coal and keep every single piece of coal. I know it's annoying, I know it's inconvenient, I know it makes everything take forever, and it's the most boring part of the game, but I can't help it. I can't help myself. That's fire. That looks really fucking cool. Oh, hello. Munchroom. Munchroom. I'm also gonna try and dye Kitty's collar right now. Come here. Come here, Kitty. Yay! Yay! It looks so good with your eyes! Yay! I have to name that cat. I'm gonna name it... I can't name it Sable. Sable was a cat of mine. She was a gorgeous, gorgeous tortoiseshell. I'm just gonna... Oh, that was impressive. She was a gorgeous tortoiseshell, but I'm pretty sure there's a tortoiseshell-like cat in game. The brown tabby, I think, looks a lot like her. So I'm not just gonna name... Witch's cat Sable. And Sable had a kind of sibling. They were not actually related, but, like, the two cats we had at the same time. Sable and Sammy. Sammy was, like, my soul sister. I love Sammy so much. Miss her so much. She's my absolute little baby. She was black, but had, like, a white belly, I think. I was very young. I don't remember very clearly, but... Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Nice job, Princey. I'm gonna mess around in here for a little bit. Just collect the coal, as Princey does. I hear a skelebone, though. What's good, bro? Why did it take 5? Oh, probably because of the recharge thing on the sword. I was very young when I was friends with Sammy. So, I'm not sure if I'm misremembering, but... Blambe. Can my cat not continue walking right in my line of fire, please? There's a bee down there. What are you doing in here, buddy? Oh. It was a warning sign. I don't need those last 2 pieces of coal. I'm okay. So I'm trying to think of a black cat. I don't want to just name it Salem, because that's, like, very low-hanging fruit. What do I name her? Could name her Princess. That'd be silly. I'll name her Princess. Oh, nah. I just don't feel like dealing with that energy right now. It's quite disrespectful. Kitty! The world generation is honestly really cool in this seed. It's very neat. Come here, kitty. Yay. Good girl. Good baby. I have no idea. If I already... I mean, I think, in my personal opinion, I'm sure I looted it. But I'm confused why I would leave the gold, unless I, like, absolutely couldn't fit it anywhere. And realistically, I don't have anywhere to put it now, either. But I might as well try. Could my phone please stop asking if I need a break? I'm the one streaming. Get real. Yay, I could fit them. That's exciting. Hey, kitty. Okay. I am actually gonna sleep. I have no idea if my slurps are gullible or if my correct microphone is connected when I mute. But I'm sorry if you can hear me shrinking. Is that a full landmass? Oh, get real. I thought it was just going to be an ocean I could very easily swim around. I am going to do that anyway. It might be small enough that I can map it without going in. But wouldn't I want to know if there's a temple in there? Whatever, I'm so close to being done with this map. I'm so close. There's an acacia biome? Are you kidding me? This seed is actually cracked. It has everything. This structure looks like it might have a chest in it, which would be nice. I love finding treasure. But there's always, like, drowned around it that come and get me when I try to pillage. Which is fair. Like, if this is your home, yeah, no, I get it. I do get it. That's valid. And also, there is no chest there, so I think I can go. Okay, so it would appear that I don't have to go on this island, which is really nice. And if I've already been on there, I'm sure I would have seen if there was a temple. I'm full-on shrimped right now. I need to chill myself out. My kitty's still behind me. Hi, Bella. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. My kitty's so lovely. Oh, little baby. Well, now she's sleeping on my mouse hand. I'm just moving around with Wazda right now. So it's gonna be a rough moment when I need to take my hand back from her. My sweet baby, I'm sorry. I gave you my hand and I must take it back soon. But that's okay, we can cuddle after the stream. She's senile. She's very old, my baby. And she's always been a bitch. She's always been, like, the queen bee of this household. Absolute diva she is. She's not gonna like it when I have to take my hand back. But she's become very, very cuddly, even though she's still senile, even though she's still queen bitch. She's very cuddly now. Very lovely. And she still stands her ground. She's a sensitive baby. She doesn't want people to bother her, which, like, I feel like is entirely fair. Okay, she moved her head so I can take my hand back. I love you, my baby. I also believe that I will be able to figure out, one, how to get chat on stream, and two, how to, I'm so distractible right now. I'm really losing it. I gotta end stream as soon as I'm done. And two, it was right there. It was just on the top of my tongue. How to get chat on stream, and also how to rig my iPhone up as camera on VTube Studio, which will make my tracking look a lot smoother. A lot smoother. I'm not very proud of the rig of this model, which is why I'm going to make myself a new one, which I suppose would be the 5th model on my list of people to create. But as soon as I get the chance to, my rigging would look a lot nicer if I just had better tracking, aka iPhone camera. So I'm too lazy to try and figure that out right now. I'm literally gonna, like, put a moment in my schedule, and I'm like, okay, on this day, you have to try and figure these things out. And I'll do that, but later. I don't want to do it right now. There's no point. There's no point. I'm so worried about accidentally hitting my cat. Sorry, I have to leave behind the string that she brought me while I was asleep. This was a very mountainous map. I'm not sure if any of the other terrains on this seed are going to be as difficult to get around. In my mind, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is just the pains of mapping, because mapping is my favorite part of Minecraft. But I realize this has been an exceptionally difficult map just because of how many mountains there were, how many hills and shit. I was just constantly going up and down. It was really frustrating, and at a certain point it became so menial that I just, like, stopped paying attention. Hopefully, ideally, the other maps will not be as nightmarish to fill. I am, though, concerned about the sheer volume of ice cap biome, the glaciers and shit. That is going to be a nightmare to traverse. So I'm really super duper not looking forward to that. I'm really, really super duper not looking forward to doing the ice cap bullshit. But that's a problem for another day. And who knows, maybe I'll get bored of mapping and decide to go straight to the nether next, because now I do officially have flint for flint and steel. So I could go to the nether, like, I have every ability to go to the nether. I just really... I don't know if that's necessary yet. I feel like nether is for once I'm all set with the things I like doing in the above world. And to be fair, my house is mostly all set. Like, I'm happy with where it's at. The only thing missing is all of the banners I like to add to my houses and stuff, because I like to add all my pride flags to it. So it's not, like, complete in that way, but it's complete in every single other way, realistically. And that's, like, my #1 objective. And then my #2 objective is to fulfill either a 4 or 9 map large map board. That's just how I do. It's how I like to... That's what I like about this game. So there's... I mean, to be fair, there's a chance I get bored of mapping after having filled this one out, and I just go straight to the nether, because that is full well an option. I don't know how intensely I feel the need to do any more mapping. I think mapping is really big for me when I'm playing on a huge server with tons of really advanced players, because everyone just fucks off to other corners of the map. So when I explore, it means I could randomly stumble upon someone's base that they thought they were being sneaky, or it could just give me a better eye of the terrain that we're all working with and the, you know, the world that we are occupying. So it's not entirely useless, and I think I'm starting to realize that on a private world it's not as necessary. Or perhaps I'm finding that it's no longer as fun as it was to me at that time. Or perhaps I'm only feeling that way because this map was super, super boring. I hit like 1,000,000 villages, which is why I have 1,000,000 cats back at the boathouse. But I don't know. I hope... Maybe I'll start out and I'll try doing another one, because this is a 4-map board. Like, with my house being right in the corner, this is a super easy 4-map board. So, I could very much see myself doing more maps. I just don't know if... I really don't know if that's necessary. If the other ones turn out to be just as boring, then, you know, whatever. It would be time for me to go to the nether now, realistically, though. Like, I'm advanced. Well, am I? I need more diamond shit. I'm in all iron, which is really embarrassing for someone of my of the amount of time I've spent working on this server, and it's just all been building or searching for building materials. Like, I've spent a lot of time on the game. It's just literally all been for building purposes. Oh no. Oh no. So I had to lock in right there, because that could have been game ending, dude. I would have actually, like, rage quit if that happened. Oh my god. At least I know I have an extra map at home, so I would have known how to get back to all my shit, but really frustrating moment right there. That could have been bad. As we know, there was another, I think literally last stream, I spent an actual 10 minutes trying to fight a drowned because I kept dying and losing my weapons, which was super duper unhelpful and unproductive. But yeah, like, I have effectively what I need in terms of the fact that I like to start my world off by completing a base before I make any real progress. So I don't have a whole lot of excuse to not make progress right now. It's just, perchancedly, I don't care. My next objectives will be, to keep exploring if I want, but mainly to go mining and get diamonds, like, at least for, like, a full suit of armor. It definitely would be really nice if I could get a Book of Fortune Enchanting. I just don't... Like, there's so many moving parts to this. It's really nice knowing that I have friends who, like, are really good at the game, so I have a good idea of how to make faster progress. But that also would mean, like, mastering the art of enslaving villagers and, like, improving their trades that they have to offer. There are so many villages around. I know, if nowhere else, the entire rim of this map has so... Oh, and you already know where your friends are. Go in there, buddy. Go in there. My bed is downstairs, I think, right? Let's see. I love my boathouse. It's so cool. Yeah, my next objective should definitely be... getting diamond. Because then I'll feel more confident going to the nether. But then also, if I die in the nether, that's a significant amount of loss. I'm gonna check, actually, if I have any glow ink. That would be really helpful, because it's hard to read the yellow on the sign. Yeah. It would be good to get, more of these. More glowing, which I'm sure when I go mining, I'll get plenty of glow ink, but I guess I didn't really think through. It's really hard to read the yellow on these. There we go, that's much easier. Look at that. What should be third? I mean, like, I'm sure there's stuff that I'm not really, you know, fully set on, but I think that's good for now. I'm gonna go up and check if I have anything in the flint and steel chest, because I really can't imagine that I hadn't gotten any flint and steel yet. I don't even have a flint and steel chest up here. Oh, the flowers must have been for decorating, not for dye. Wow, slow Princey moment. I just never even thought to check what I did and didn't have around. That was really smart of me. This is my wood item. What was in here? A shit ton of food. I need to get that cooking. I have so much. I need to get all this cooking. Thank God I have so many smokers. Jeez, I was worried I wouldn't have enough. And then I must have been thinking this was overkill at the time I made it. And allow me to... I gotta refill all these bad boys. Wow. Wow! I finally filled up all my... Wow, yay! Good for me. And that's because I never ever skip a vein of coal. Lessons with Princey, guys. I know I have another red mushroom. There we go. I can put these in places. Maybe they would like it in the kitty room. Just to remind my friend. Oh, I don't have any pot plants in here. I might have been doing a whole like morally righteous like, ha, even in Minecraft it's not safe for cats to be near potted plants. Real environmentally conscious of me, huh? Why would I need those there? Oh, there is a flint and steel chest. Look at me go. I'll make the flint and steel and put it back there. This is overkill. No, it wasn't. Now it looks barren. I'm gonna check, though, if I have any more plant pots. Do I? I have more clay. It's good enough. I'm gonna save that mushroom for the cat room. Ah, and my bundles. I can put some of these in the miscellaneous chest. Oh, I'm set. I'm all good. I'm good on my bundles, actually. Look at that. Get a load of that. Get a load of that. Oh, and I need to set out my jack-o'-lanterns. I'm excited. I could totally put them. Oh my gosh, the wool I would need would be for my sails, and I straight up don't know if that's necessary. I need to look up what they look like on a ship, because I straight up don't... Hold on a second. I'm gonna check. Does my fucking Google Chrome show up on Steam? No, okay. Okay, I need to look up sail, you know what, pirate ship. Yeah, basically the wool is just there. I'm not too particularly bothered about it right now. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of wool. Low-key, I might have enough to fill in the sails. So I guess I don't really have the time for my banners right now, but I could put in to get more wool. I could make the sails my pride flags. It's just, I haven't really run into any desert, so I can't get green for the MLM, like, gay man pride flag. But I definitely have the right flowers to make, the trans flag. Oh my gosh, and the crow's nest is up there. I'm very proud of this build. I know I wasn't totally happy with how it was coming out, but that's okay. Actually, I'm gonna turn all of that into paper. And I'm so confused. This all seems very weirdly organized, but I guess maybe I just hadn't really collected as many resources as I thought. Also, I have 40 XP points. That's pretty impressive. I did not realize that I had that. Bro, let me up. Onto my own beach, bruh. Let me up! Alright, that was rude. Literally, what was your problem? Excuse me. Oh, bruh. Like, bruh. Like, bruh. Like, bruh. It's gonna be a lot of paper, a lot of books. Have I set up, though? Have I set up a map board yet? It might be downstairs. Wow, this is cool. I'm very proud of myself. Yes, okay, map board is set up. And I guess I got a little bit on that second map. Navigation. Wow, this is fire. I'm gonna go up and grab my bookmaking stuff. Oh, I literally didn't even need all that paper. Literally, what was I collecting? I'm actually stupid. Sorry, I'm not stupid. I'm dumb. I'm just very unfamiliar with this space that I had laid out, I suppose. It's been a while. It's been a very long while. Me and my single piece of bread. Let's go. I wonder what this copper ingot was for, because I don't know. And a lot of this, I don't know what any of this is for. What was I planning? Huh. All of my animals are so loud. Rough, rough. I have so many bells from all the villages I've pillaged. Look at that. Brow. I'm not sure how many I'll need, so that was just a little guesstimate. So, of course, the obvious ones go right here. Where do the non-obvious ones go? I'll need to sit up my kitties. Now this is Sammy. This is what Sammy looked like. Oh, nah. No you don't. Come here. Although that cat's collar is red, which is not what it's supposed to be, so I'm gonna have to go nab dandelion. Where have I put any dandelions? Why is all of this barren? Ah. Move it. Move! How would this character actually ever sleep with all of the cat noises? Are there any plant pots back here? I wonder what this chest is even for. Oh, there were literally more pots in here. What am I actually on about? What am I actually on about? What is the blue egg? Interesting. That is so unnecessary. Whatever that copper ingot is for, it must have been something important to me. And I already had pumpkins this whole time. Look at that. I'm silly. Oh, I could totally put cherry blossom trees in the... Yes, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm gonna need, like, at least one to keep for myself, and I think I do want to leave some plant pots empty. But I'll put away flint and steel, the steel. I can put away the fish, because I already have a witch's cat. to see if there's any plant pot in the crow's nest, but I honestly don't know why that would be the case. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. I have so much food. Ah. Oh, goodness. It's nice to listen to you yap. Your bass is lovely. I hope the rest of your day goes well. Thank you so much. You are so sweet for that. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the yapping. I enjoy just talking. I love just spitting. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you also have a lovely rest of your day. Let's see. I don't need this map anymore. I need to move on to... because I see in the navigation chest... Okay, I do have all three, actually. That'll be this one. I think I want to move into this one because it's already got a little cut in it. Yeah. Yeah, so I can start with this one. Oh, but I do need to know which way is down, so I guess generally I always need to keep number 1 on me, but that's not very important. I can throw away number 1 if I want to anyway. And I have more that I can just copy number 1. Nah, I want to keep that up there. I'm gonna put book stuff in the personal quarters chest. I'm sure that's just decorations and stuff, but... How about... I also like Nautilus shells, so I'm gonna keep them there. I want somewhere fun to put the jack-o'-lanterns. I feel like, honestly, like, the entrance here... Like, this is cute. This could be fun. Look at that. That's adorable. And the food and potatoes, I can bake them. I can bake these bad boys. And the lily pads now, I can place them. And then I should be mostly set, but I am going to take a minute to consider what I want to do about the sails. I don't like the depth of ocean sounds that I'm getting right now. Meow. Like the particles of the fucking flower. Certain things about this base are nonsensical, and I'm still here for it. I can appreciate my whimsy of, what, like a year ago that I started this world? Maybe just under a year ago? I don't need to. Come back. Because it only needs the top sails and the bottom sails, so I'm thinking like trans up top, gay down bottom. And that won't be too difficult. I'm gonna take a little sleep, and then I'm going to probably place down the white ones. Those will be the easiest to color. I can't believe I don't have any dark blue flowers, though. Like, peep this. Peep this, dog! Oh my goodness gracious. This is actually unworkable. I can't really do anything with this. Unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on the wool. Get more wool. I don't even think I need more wool. I don't even think I need more wool. I need more flowers for dye and not and not decoration. I think I'm actually gonna put flowers above diamonds because I don't really need to do that yet. I could honestly get flowers and diamonds in the same trip, like just go mining. But also, like, mining deep enough to get diamonds is really dangerous, and I typically die at least once, which does, in fact, incur rage. So, mine diamonds. We'll just see what happens and how I'm feeling on the day, because shit's been hard. Shit's been hard. It always is hard. And that's okay. Let's see, anything else that I can organize for now? I should make myself a new sword, and look at that iron shovel dying. Maybe I shouldn't have ejected both of them. I do have 2 diamonds. I could very well make myself a sword. I think I should save that for armor, actually, because if I already have 14, I'm pretty well on my way. I'll just need to get enough for a full suit. And then a full set of tools, of course, as well. But that's actually, I think that's going to be where we are for today. So, thank you all so much for joining me. It has been a very lovely return, as stressful and anxiety-inducing as it has been. I'm proud of myself. I'm so glad that you all decided to join me today. Thank you for keeping me company, and I hope you had fun. So, I will see you all later. Bye-bye.